Hello, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to Dobsonville in South Africa for the final, ladies and gentlemen, of the African Youth Cup between Cameroon and Nigeria. Both these teams, giants of the African continent, and these young men were all 20 or under, continuing a fine tradition for these two, well, masters of the continent, really. You've got Cameroon, who at the senior level have represented Africa at the World Cup several times, and Nigeria as well. Nigeria 5 times.
To prevent mothers from dying and babies from becoming infected with HIV.
Let's just listen to this message.
The players of the teams competing in the Orange Under-20 Championship in South Africa appeal to football players and fans across the African continent to celebrate life and support the global campaign to prevent mothers from dying and babies from becoming infected with HIV. We stand with captains of all teams participating here, as well as UNAIDS and its partners, to strive for an HIV-free generation. During a 90 minutes football match, over 60 babies will have needlessly been. Most of them in Africa. Often, they and their mothers are not getting life-saving treatment. Babies and their mothers can be saved from HIV and AIDS by providing counseling and testing from pregnant women and their partners, and treatment if needed. Together we can give AIDS the red card and help countries eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV by 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stand for the national anthem of Nigeria.
Well, noble message. We've got Nigeria, Cameroon coming up, but right now the national anthems, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that was Nigeria's national anthem. Very pretty it was too. And here we are with the Cameroon national anthem. Well, there you have it. There's one section of fans there where they're blowing the vuvuzelas at the Cameroon fans. Their team today not playing in the traditional green because both sides normally wear green. So Nigeria got the nod for the home strip. They're in all green today, and here is their team. John Obu's team there. Number 20, Mr. Ramon Aziz, the captain. And here comes the Cameroon side with number 16 is the Efala Kumpu Jean Efala Kompweg, the captain, goalkeeper. And he's kept the most clean sheets in this tournament. The Cameroon, the team that conceded the least goals. So the two sides actually met earlier in the competition. They were in the same qualifying group. They were both in Group B. Cameroon topped that group with 7 points. Nigeria second with 6. Cameroon beat Nigeria on the 21st by 1-0 here in Dobsonville, this very same stadium. So 10 days later, they meet again Could be a very different case this afternoon. Choosing sides. He decided not to change side. Well, the referee speaking to his charges in English. He said to them, "Bon match. Have a good match, boys." Referee Diat Badara. The man in the middle today. Man with the whistle. This tournament, of course, was originally scheduled to take place in March in Libya, where, however, civil unrest broke out and it was rescheduled for here in South Africa, seeing the World Cup, 2010 World Cup. John Obu there looking very tense before this match gets underway. Nigerians going through some fancy footwork out there on the pitch. And there is Martin Dongu. What did he have to say before this match? Well, Dongu said, "The match against Nigeria will be another ball game and not the same witnessed in the group stage." That 1-0 win, remember. "We are not going to give them a breathing space until we achieve our aim, which is winning the cup." Counterpart from Nigeria, John Obu, had just little to say. He said, "It's a final, different from other games, and we're here to win." Well, stay tuned. Watch this space. We'll see who wins. Cameroon about to kick off, left to right, an unfamiliar yellow and claret. Against 5 times African Nations Cup, Youth Cup winners, Nigeria. Interesting to see, actually, that Cameroon's population just a mere 19 million, I believe, and Nigeria somewhere over 150 million, so huge gap in population size. But Cameroon, a real football, as is Nigeria, real football nation. So to have achieved what they achieved with such a small population says something about the culture, ingrained sporting culture of that nation. So, coming down the right here, and number 7, Edgar Sali. It looks like it's a free kick to me. Well, gone out for a corner, in fact. So, first moment of pressure for this Nigerian defence. Barely a minute gone. And Paul Danjuma-Dami defending a corner. And it comes. It was a whipping corner. It was headed clear, and there was an infringement, says the referee. Whatever happened there, the whistle had gone. So we're saying, yeah, the group standings in Group B, Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, who were the champions, went out in 3rd place in that group with 2 points. Ghana were beaten in the opening day by Nigeria, and drew with Cameroon, 1 apiece, in fact. Also drew with Gambia. So the champions were unable to defend their title. Difficult to maintain. In Group A, Mali topped the group with 7, Egypt 6, South Africa 3, and Lesotho 1. Lesotho, remember, were the under-17 champions a couple of years back. But right now, this afternoon, Mali were actually beaten into 3rd place by Egypt. In the 3rd place match, Egypt prevailed 1-0. However, Mali, Egypt, Cameroon and Nigeria all qualified for Colombia for the World Youth Cup later this year. The World Youth Cup, ladies and gentlemen, in Colombia 2011. These 2 teams will both be there. Many of these young men will certainly be there, representing Africa on the biggest stage of all. Cameroon then, taking the game to, well, that was a long ball to nowhere. Journalists on the terrace there, taking notes. Often stars spring from these competitions. Samuel Eto'o played for Cameroon at this level. As he played for Cameroon at 16. Legend has it 15, but, well, nice ball round to the right. Amana. Tuba came in for a robust challenge there from Peter Suswam. Nice control by the number 9, the big number 9 there. Frank Ohanza Zoa. Suswam had to be on his toes. A very good close control from the big number 9. Second corner for the Cameroon. Comes whipping in again towards the back post. And a little bit too far. Edgar Sali was trying to get on the end of it, didn't manage it. And Chidi Osuchukwu in your picture breathes a sigh of relief. Ball dummy then, a short pass out to his defender. Seems like they're playing with fire a little bit there. That kind of pass into your own box. Nice sweeping move by Nigeria. Snuffled out in the end by this Cameroon defence. Chaha trying to motivate his teammates. Wow. Nigeria keeper was right out. On the edge of the box, it's in the air. You need to clear this, Nigeria. Well done. Lofted clear. Headed down, but Nigeria keep possession. Good sweeping move. That ball's a little bit too long, but however, the number 9 got to it. There's a chance here. We're in the box. There's pandemonium there. The goalkeeper's nowhere. The Cameroon defence suddenly burst to life. Managed to combat that breakaway attack there. Danger lurking ever beneath service in a football match. Never can tell when the goal's going to come. Well, they had to be alive to that one. The Cameroon defence, as Nigeria suddenly got into the box. It was a defensive error, but left the striker on his own. Here we are into the box again, and all Danjuma Dami down to it like lightning. Innocent Noforiche clutching his shin there. A painful knock. Nothing too serious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Damien McCall. You're watching AFNEX LC2. This is Nigeria Cameroon in the final of the African Youth Cup. Nigeria, the 5-time champions, against the Cameroon. Cameroon, who topped Nigeria in Group B in the group phase of this 8-team tournament.